Awesome. Looks like people are trickling in. We'll give it like another minute or two and then we'll get going.
In the meantime, I just want to say that we have the most amazing community. I woke up to so many messages from people saying happy birthday. So thank you all. I really, really appreciate it. And I think like our community is unmatched, honestly.
Yeah, in the meantime, shout out to Heidi. Happy birthday. Heidi's been absolutely grinding away with us. She's been like so awesome and I'm so appreciative of her. Huge part of the team, huge part of like why we're here right now.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can get started now. So this will be recorded. We'll also be releasing this on like a podcast style YouTube video. But yeah, we can get started now. So I think, Heidi, if you don't mind, I'll just give it a quick intro again to people who are joining, maybe don't know about Pixels or like, yeah, just to give like the whole like high level overview again, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Like
go
a quick
off.
intro, and then we have prepared questions after that, right?
I'm just gonna be checking out the general chat. So if you got some questions, throw them in there and we'll go through them after.
Yeah, so typical format that we've done is we'll give some updates, we'll like explain what we're doing, we'll give like a high level overview, and then we take on a lot of questions from the audience or people on the Twitter space or in the general channel. We have this policy of being really transparent in what we do, and you can ask literally anything. We have dreams of being a DAO one day, so full transparency, openness, and honesty are super important to us. And yeah, feel free to ask literally anything as we go into stuff. So, with all that being said, I'll get started right now. So, for those of you joining who don't know what we are, we're building Pixels.online. So, Pixels.online is a play to earn MMO built around the NFTs that you already own. We're doing a couple of really interesting things in the space. Number one, we're leading the space in this concept called interoperability. For those of you who are not familiar with what interoperability it's this concept that people have been mentioning and talking about when they talk about metaverse products for a really long time. Basically, the core concept of it being that you should be able to take assets that you already own across different metaverse experiences. So, for example, if you own a CryptoPunk, this CryptoPunk should be able to follow you into, like, I don't know if Facebook was ever going to do something with VR or metaverse stuff, but like if you own a CryptoPunk, maybe it goes into Meta, maybe it goes in the Sandbox, maybe you can use it in other places too. This has been a talked about point for a while, and not many other projects are doing this. So we're one of the early leaders in this concept of interoperability. What we've done is we've introduced NFT integrations into our game, so you can actually natively play as your NFT in our game right now. And on that note, we have a live game and a live demo right now. So the other thing that we've been doing is we just released a land NFT. That's why a lot of you are following this project now. A lot of you have seen the buzz around that. Maybe some of you are holders, and maybe some of you just bought in, maybe not even knowing what the game is, maybe not knowing what the project is, but just aped in. That's an interesting crowd. But we appreciate you being here and listening to this AMA if that's you. So we just released a land NFT. What this land NFT gets you is access to game mechanics in the game that we're building. For those of you who didn't follow, we have a game that we already released, or at least the early version of an alpha of a game that we've already released. The process of our NFT mint and how people ended up with this NFT is basically we released a teaser of our game in mid-December. We did a play to mint our NFT. So the top 2,000 players in our play to mint basically spent a whole month farming out these berries, doing quests, doing different tasks to earn points in our play to mint. And the top 2,000 point earners got early access to our mints and became landholders that way. So we're a bit unique compared to other NFT projects out there because one, this is a land NFT. Two, we already have utility, and we had utility before drop even or release even. And then three, we're continuing to build out features. So just with all that being said, how this NFT operates on rarities, utility, and all that is a lot different than PFP projects. And we're doing a lot of interesting things with this land. So for those of you who bought land, who aped in, or who own it, what this land will get you is access to this farming mechanic that we've been building out and people have already been using. This farming mechanic is this really fun game feature that basically, it's really simple right now, but we're building it out and making it more and more fun, adding more features, adding more variety to it, adding like different gameplay balance mechanics. But high level is we're building out Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing for your NFTs, basically meaning that you can um, plant seeds, harvest them, and take care of your farm. So if you guys are familiar with Stardew Valley, the whole plot and premise of it is that you inherit a farm from your grandfather, and then you are given the task of taking care of it, of watering crops, upgrading it, all of that. In our version of this game, instead of inheriting a farm, you own the farm. That's your farm forever, unless you choose to sell it. And you own all the progress on it. You own all of the utility that comes with it, and you get to use it however you want. So people that have bought our land NFT get access to these features, and they get access to their own ephemeral space in the metaverse, where they can actually access this farming feature and invite others to it and enjoy the space that they get. So access to this farmland NFT that we dropped is coming March 1st. It looks like we're still on track for that. And people will actually be able to use the farms as their own. So right now we already have these farming mechanics built out. If you want to see generally what it's going to look like as far as the actual farming feature goes, you can go onto our game right now at play.pixels.online. You can actually see what farming looks like. You can plant our first crop, pop berries, and take care of them. A lot of people have been very, very into that now. And we're continuing to build out the farming features, add more nuance, add more depth to it every single week. For example, we are releasing a store and a new crop very, very soon. Grumpkins is the next crop that we're releasing. There will be a quest releasing. I think the schedule has it for Friday, where you'll be able to do one more quest. It'll be like a nice little teaser, get a new seed, and actually plant a new crop. So that's super exciting. You guys will have like a bit more variance with what you can actually do on the farms right now. Coming up on Friday, there will be like different things you have to consider. For example, Grumpkins have different grow times, different yields. When we open the shop, they'll give you different amounts of coins in return, et cetera, et cetera. So new features and content coming soon around that. And that's the second thing that we're doing with the farmland. The third thing that we're doing, and the other interesting part about Pixels is that we are building a play to earn game. So this has heavy, heavy ties with this farmland NFT that we just dropped. Basically, our intention is that we are building a play to earn economy, and farmland is central to this. Over the next 4 to 6 months, we're actually approaching this in a very backwards way compared to other play to earn projects and compared to other NFT and PFP projects out there. What we're doing is really focusing on like a long-term and sustainable product and a long-term and sustainable community and long-term and sustainable economics in everything that we do. So we will be dropping our own token in about 4 to 6 months. In order to get this token, basically the way that we're going about it is creating an economy centered around these farming assets that you get. So in order to participate in Pixels, you need to either own a farm or get access to a farm. The farmland that you guys have bought, we're going to open up features where you can actually allow people to come onto your farm and share rewards. So if you don't have time to farm yourself, if you're too busy, if you have too many, to just reasonably manage a farm yourself, we're adding in interesting yield guild features into the land, and we're baking them in basically. Axie Infinity has this problem where if you own an Axie and don't have time to play, what you can do is you can go through Yield Guild or another service like that, rent them out, or use scholarships. What we're doing is just baking in Yield Guild features into our product right away. But what that's going to look like in the play to earn sense is all of these rewards that you earn through the farm. Right now, you can farm pop berries by planting seeds. You'll be able to trade those in for coins, and this coin that's in our game right now actually will eventually be a token. So on that note, all the progress that you're making in the game right now, we're keeping track of it. It's going to be saved forever. Eventually, this progress will be converted into a token. And when we go to drop a token, the allocation will be like considered around the progress that you're making in the game right now. We're kind of coining this term, but the plan is to do a play to airdrop in a way. So long term, what we're doing and how we're doing it differently is that we think the long term way to a sustainable economy, which is a pretty tricky thing to do. You've actually even seen what people thought were sustainable play to earn economies like Axie Infinity recently crashed, is focusing on the demand side of a token. What a lot of the space is doing is they focus on like a supply side decrease or manipulation of a token to increase the price of it. So that means creating like a very artificial sense of scarcity around key assets of the game, or creating like a very deflationary token. If you have seen projects focus on the demand side of a token to increase price, they have been focusing on increasing demand solely by adding new players. What we've seen with some projects recently, I'm not naming any, but when you run out of new players to add, then the token crashes. Our thesis here and what we're doing is in the play to earn side is that we want to create a token that generates demand through good gameplay mechanics and gets people coming back to the game for the game. So that's kind of the thesis behind everything that we're doing. We're thinking about long-term sustainability here, and that's kind of driving every single decision-making process we're doing with this NFT that we dropped, with the community that we're building, and the way we're going about the token. So the process on how we're going to be going about this token allocation and drop is that we are spending the next 4 to 5 months building out good and convincing game features, building out more and more utility for your land so that it's actually useful and fun to play. And the focus is getting people to be interested in the game for the game, and then blockchain backing it after that. So getting all the token stuff, getting all of the allocation set and all the gameplay mechanics set in stone after we make sure that you guys actually like what we've built. And this sounds so basic, this sounds so straightforward and so simple, but this is not how a lot of the space is approaching it. And that translates very differently into how we're going about all of these announcements, how we approach our community building, how we approach our socials, et cetera, et cetera. We're focused around long-term sustainability, organic growth, and getting the right people interested and involved in this project. That was the intention behind this Play to Mint. That's why we wanted to make sure that people who really liked playing our game got to mint our NFT rather than having people come in, flip it, speculate on it, and all of that. We want to make sure that when we drop a token, people who care about our game and have been involved in the game early on, who own farmland, who have been with us really early, and who believe in what we're doing, get the token. So this is kind of the whole mindset of everything that we're doing. And it also influences how we speak about the project, how we build, and how we deliver. So in terms of what we want to be doing in engagement with the community, we have a couple of rules that we're following moving forward. Number one, you will never hear this team talk about floor price for the next 4 to 5 months. Obviously, we're stakeholders in this project, just like you guys. We own more of this land, and actually, I don't know if we own more of this land than some whales. I know Pranksy owns a good amount of this land, almost as much as us. But we're obviously large stakeholders in this project. We obviously care about the well-being and the financial health of the project. But we think that approaching this project in a long-term mindset, in a sustainable mindset, and a growth mindset is the right way to go about it. So short term, you will not hear us talk about floor price or any of that. What you will hear from us is product updates. You're going to hear more and more utility coming from us. Our intention is basically to make this NFT that we just dropped, the Farmland NFT, have the most utility possible and let the utility and the product speak for everything. I know it's a different approach compared to a lot of NFT projects, but this is our mindset. This is what we're focused on, and this is what we're here for. And if we pull off what we're trying to pull off, we're all going to do well. We're all going to make it. And I think a lot of people who are on this AMA see this vision. They feel this with us. But I just want to make that clear to everybody. This is the mindset we have. This is the approach that we're taking. We have a pretty good track record of releasing products, and we're building such an amazing team. So here's a bit about what our past week and a half has looked like since we minted. Number one, the team took a couple of days off because with long-term sustainability, making sure that this team doesn't burn out is super important. Making sure that everybody's taking care of their mental health and making sure that we're here for the long run, super important. We gave the team a bit of time to relax, breathe, and move forward. After that, what we've been doing is team building. I think I leaked my schedule just to give you guys a bit of an idea of what my week has looked like. But me personally, I have interviewed about 45 people over the course of the last 3 to 4 days. We are building such an amazing team to be building out this project. The intention behind what we're doing, again, it's all aligned. Long-term, sustainable, high quality, is we are hiring very experienced engineers. The intention is to pay them well, to make them feel like stakeholders and get the best team possible. And it's been going so well. The amount of interest from people we've had in working on this project and the amount of excitement from potential employees has been insane. We're in an awesome position where we get to be really, really picky with who we bring on. And I'm super convinced we're building the best team in Web3 right now. And if you guys are new to the space or general, if you guys are investor savvy, you'll know that all the big investors in the space, the biggest thing they care about is team. That's going to be the most important part to the health of this project. We have a really, really good team coming together. I couldn't be happier. We're building it as we speak, and product and engineering is about to start flying because of that. You guys would be amazed with how much we've built with so little right now. Now that we're about to have a fully stacked and proper team, super, super exciting stuff coming. So yeah, on that note, a lot of team building's been happening in the last couple of weeks, and then we've been getting busy getting a lot of product ready as well too. To get farmland into your hands, we have most of the tech built. There's just some infrastructure that we need to scale. We've been getting a bunch of NFT integrations ready. Those are about to ramp up like crazy. We have Rugburn coming out today. We have a couple coming out on Friday. I don't know if you guys saw the sneak peek in our Discord of the Rugburn NFT, but I think they look amazing. We're super happy with how they came out, and we have so many more coming out. So really exciting stuff with our NFT integrations, and then other product updates are that we have. Oh, nice! SLP is back. So we have the store coming out either I think early next week is what we have it planned for. It's nearly finished being written now. But we also have that new quest, and we have like a new crop coming out in the meantime as well too. Um, lots of positive developments, tons of stuff happening, a lot moving, and the team is getting built, and we're ready to explode on the product end. So excited to be here with you guys. We will open it up to questions pretty soon. And yeah, again, feel free to ask whatever you want. The idea is to be extremely transparent with what we're building, be completely honest, and not hide anything. Oh, and I guess so we have updates about fundraising too, because people have been asking about it a lot. Just to clarify again, we have raised venture capital. We raised $2.425 million from venture capital. The reason we haven't announced it yet is because we are waiting on permission for the actual announcement from the lead. But everything is closed. All the money's in the bank. All documents are signed. Like we have our money. We're not like being facetious about this. We're not lying. There's literally, I'm doxxed right now. You can literally go to my LinkedIn and look at everything about me. If you wanted to look at my like high school track times, you can look at them. So yeah, all the fundraising is closed. We're just waiting on our lead so that we can announce it. But if you guys are still really interested, I know people have had questions about who has like raised or who we've raised from. Like it's you can look at our Crunchbase right now. You can look at PKO Investments. They were one of our leads. We had two co-leads in the round. The first being unnamed until we were allowed to announce that, and the second being PKO Investments. PKO Investments is a syndicate of angels that invested in us. A lot of really high-profile angels are in there. You can look at our Crunchbase and see like a bit more about what they are and verify that if you want. But yeah, PKO Investments is a syndicate of angels. Some of the names that invested in that project, and there actually might be a couple of angels listening on this call, it looks like too. But a couple of those include the CEO of Rotten Tomatoes, the CEO of Crunchyroll, the CEO of Twitch, the CEO of Fitbit, the CEO of Pokeworks. Like we have a lot of like really high profile angels that join this round. OpenSea also joined the round. It's funny that none of you believe that, but we have their money in our bank. I really promise. That's coming out in the press release too. If you guys want us to confirm that via like a press release. So the deal with that is they just started a venture arm, and it's like quite new, obviously. So I think that's where some of the skepticism came out of. But we've been allowed to talk about it, and yeah, we're about to announce that with our lead as well too. So yeah, fundraising is all closed. And some of the benefits of this fundraising too, guys, is number one, it comes with like a different set of regulations and a different set of like seriousness with this project. Like if we rug, we go to jail. It's like that simple. There's consequences to this, and it just like adds a bit more authority, and also the value add with this investment that we've gotten gives us like a huge advantage over other projects. We're basically now we're not on our own in navigating a lot of these interesting situations, like the legal side, tokenomics, hiring team or like hiring really specific hires like a game designer, all of that. These partners that we brought on, number one, they have experience to do this, and we brought them on specifically with the mindset or with the intention of like asking for help and getting that help from them. We raised like more of a strategic round than like needing it for the capital. So that's the news of the fundraising. It's really exciting, and when you guys see the lead, you guys will be quite excited, I'm sure. But yeah, on that note, I guess we can open it up to some questions now. And yeah, excited to chat and talk. And if you guys are on the Twitter space, feel free to come up, or if you guys are in the general chat, we can also answer questions from there. But yeah, feel free to ask literally
Yeah,
anything.
so it looks like we have,
Mhm.
oh, sorry, I thought you were done. Looks like we have one request, so we'll bring Ryan up now and you can ask your question, and then everyone else either request and we'll invite you up, or post your question in the general chat. So, hello, Ryan. Oh, can you hear us? Oh, just connecting.
Second time talking about high school track times. It's just funny because that's like still one of the things that comes up when you Google my name. So I always bring that up.
Oh yeah, that the chat was mocking you a little bit, not gonna lie. Okay, doesn't Ryan doesn't seem to be working here. Maybe we can I'm gonna remove you from speakers and then just request again and we'll try and get you back up. All right, we've got oh, Alex wants to join. Okay, Alex, what's up? Seems like these aren't connecting well right now.
Interesting. We can take some questions from Discord maybe in the meantime.
Yeah, all right. Oh, hey, Alex.
That might have been my fault. I might have brought it up.
The track stuff.
No, I just want to bring up. I believe we're all going to ETH Denver. So, if anybody want to see our doxed persons, IRL will be there.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna print some more stickers and stuff. So we'll have a little bit of merch we can give you guys.
Yeah, we have the best merch. We have like socks. We have actual seeds. We have some fun merch if you guys come up and meet us in ETH
I
Denver.
don't know how many more socks we have, so
Ooh,
don't promise
I
anything,
have
but
like 10 personally right now.
oh, beautiful.
I only
Yeah.
took two, but
All right. Okay, all right, back to questions. Let me bring up Ryan again and we can see if this works.
Here, we can look at some Discord questions
There
too.
you
Oh, hey
go.
Ryan. Oh, I
You're just
love the
on mute.
PFP. Oh,
I know,
it's the
amazing.
hexagon too. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
I have a quick question. A few of my friends have some crypto mories, and I just saw you guys announce that you guys are going to collab with them. I just wanted some more info on that. I couldn't really find too much on it.
Yeah, so I think collab was maybe not the right term to use, but we are integrating them into the game and they should be live by the end of this week or if not early next week.
Okay, cool. And what does that bring into it?
Yeah, so that means you'll actually be able to walk around as your Cryptomori. When you connect your wallet to our game, you'll be able to select your Cryptomori, and it'll be like a 2D representation, like a game sprite of it, where you can actually use it to like play as a farmer
Okay.
in the game.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. All right, we got a couple more requests. We'll bring up now. How's it going?
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi. So I'm fairly new to the project. I recently picked up some land, and I wasn't aware of these huge names you guys have that were in your fundraiser. Have you guys announced all these things, or are these things all like public knowledge?
So we have a public Crunchbase right now. PKO Investments is on that Crunchbase. They co-led the round. We're waiting for the like official go-ahead to announce our lead right now. They want to have a bit of control around how we announce it. So that's coming soon. They're based out of Asia, so the time maybe that was too much info, but the time constraints are difficult to work with. But that announcement's coming soon. We're just like going back and forth with them about how we can announce it, how we can release it, and then they're going to give the go-ahead, and then they'll also like tweet it out and stuff too.
Okay, that's very cool. Okay, that was my only question. Yeah, I'm excited for this project.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, connecting the next. Mr. Purification. Perfection. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I'm
that's it,
sorry, I
Mr.
can't read already.
Perfection, man. You got me. You
Perfection.
got me.
My bad.
You got me.
How's it going?
Yeah, really good, really good. We're really enjoying the project. The whole team's playing on the game. The whole, all of our cat holders, we're really enjoying it. We just wanted to like ideas about how projects go to get integrated into it. I mean, I know one of our team is talking with Luke, but it's just probably other teams would be interested in finding out how difficult it is to get integrated, because obviously there is some big names.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
we
was
have
gonna
a
say Alex should answer this question.
Yeah, go ahead, Alex. Why don't you speak on that?
Yeah, so we have a page on our wiki for people to reach out to me. My Discord name is pixel_Moyer, number 9911, if you guys are wondering. But you guys can reach out to us via Discord. You can open a ticket. There's an integration request channel, and all this information is also on our integration page on the wiki. We have specific art requirements for how to get it integrated. But the idea behind this too is that the art that collections create can also be used for other metaverse games. So we're hoping to standardize this whole art process across the board. But we'll work with you. Integration is very easy on our side. Luke has a process to integrate each project in only a few minutes. So you guys can check out the requirements on the wiki, reach out to us on our Discord. I think my email is also on there. So there's a few different ways you can come at us and ask these questions, but we're ready for all types of integrations to get onboarded. So just reach out to the team.
Yeah, so the intention is we want to get like hundreds of integrations by the end of the year done, and wrap up that process a ton. We're sitting on a lot of art right now. So the next like couple weeks we're gonna have a ton coming out. Basically we have like a line that you need to wait in, if you want us to do the art for you, or if you want to like cut the line, you can get art made for your integration yourself, for your own collection. We think it's pretty worth it. It costs like an artist like maybe we've seen anywhere from like $700 to like $1,500 to get all the art made for it, and then like the value you get out of it for your collection is quite high. We feel like.
Yeah, I mean, our devs are currently working on the sprites. I mean, we think this is probably one of the best projects we've seen, especially with our cats being pixelized. So, you know, I mean, it's just so fun to see everyone being able to get involved, and there's no sort of hierarchy. Obviously, there's some big names in here, but as a small project, we've been accepted and, you know, enjoyed walking around with some fairly big players. So thank you very much for letting us in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you so much. We definitely are putting product and community first, right? So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, you know, we've definitely been accumulating land, I can tell you that. Anyway, thank you very much for letting me speak.
Yeah, of course. And we'll bring up the next one.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing great.
Just wanted to start off by saying I'm a huge fan of the project and a fan of the team. And I really tuned in today because I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on with like the big influx of play to earn projects. I just wanted to know what you guys think separates the ones with real utility and value from the vast majority, and what to look out for.
Yeah, lots of thoughts on this. So number one, I think sustainable economics is the biggest thing. It's really easy to make. I'm not gonna trash on any project, but it's really easy to make clones of like other projects right now that you see, that are like more akin to gambling or DeFi. I don't think this space, like the long term play in it, is like the DeFi route, where like the staking mechanics, all that. They're interesting. I think they're working for some games right now in the short term. What we're really focused around is sustainable economics. And that's kind of the big differentiation here. In a way, what we're not really building is, it's like, in a way, like looking about it how looking about it more like you're building an economy rather than a game, and thinking about the game as like a way to drive demand for an economy is kind of the way to go about play there, in my opinion. Thinking about ways that you can create like good convincing gameplay loops, focus on good game design and get people coming back to the game for the game is the long-term way to go about it. So it's an interesting intersection right now because the tech is still just getting ready to actually be able to like support good gameplay mechanics. I think that's part of the reason why some of the games in the play to earn space aren't super developed right now, or they are the way that they are right now. The tech wasn't ready yet. But now we're getting to a point where layer 2 solutions are getting much better. They're getting easier to build on. And that's why you see an influx in interest in play to earn. That's why you're seeing a lot of VC go into play to earn. And really, the thing that people are figuring out now is not so much the tech side, even though it still very much is deep tech, but more about the implementation side. So the people who focus on good game design, the better the team, and the people who focus on economics, I think are going to be the winners in this space.
I couldn't have gotten a more informative answer. Thank you so much.
I talk about this hours and hours a day.
There's
I'd love to hear
also
that.
the idea of docs teams and having investments that are legally binded. So like Luke mentioned before, we can't back out or rug this project as we will go to jail for it. And you have a docs team. So, you see a mint coming at, 0.06 ETH. We're not multi-ETH mints and we're not anonymous teams. You guys know who we are. You guys can follow the project, and we're obligated to deliver and want to deliver your best play to earn game. And that's why we're trying to do this as a community and develop exactly what you guys want to see.
Great. I'm super excited and looking forward to what's to come. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you. Okay, there's no other requests right now, so let's head over to the general chat on Discord for now. And if you want to come up, just request. And there's already a request, so let me bring them up. Lord Cat of Furball. Love it.
Hey guys, really enjoying the project, really enjoying farming all of the berries. Quick question for you. On March the 1st, when it says that in the roadmap that the farms open up, what does that actually mean? Is that when we can start building whatever we want to do, or we, in terms of the houses, or start open up the plots? Listening to the previous AMA, Luke was talking about having the plots available to be able to go and buy, to be able to insert into your land, whether it's big or small. What's your vision for March the 1st for everybody?
Yeah. So what's interesting, and maybe people don't understand or have like forgotten or haven't heard this, but we already have all that built out because we pivoted from a different product before. So the tech that you're using right now is relatively mature tech that we've been building out for over a year. So we already have all of these world building features and all of the like customization features built into the product right now. And that's actually how we like design and build the maps that you're using right now. So basically owning this piece of land will get you access to the map editors that we already use internally to build out all the maps that you see. You'll be able to customize them in the same way that we do right now. But basically, if you own this token, you'll only be able to customize your land, if that makes sense. So owning the token will give you access to a space or a piece of farmland or a plot where you can access the world builder, customize it how you want, and then you'll also be able to place the soil and the plots of farmable land on it too. I've realized, since you guys haven't seen these features yet, this is actually something we can demo now before we even get this out to you. So I think the next AMA, or maybe even just this AMA, will attach some demo footage to what that looks like in the recording or the YouTube or something like that, or maybe we'll release like a sneak peek on Twitter sometime this week of like a 2-minute walkthrough of what this actually looks like, because we can literally already demo this. The reason that we are not releasing your land until March 1st is for the infrastructure reasons. So right now our project can support maybe like 300, 400 of you using your farms at once. There's a bit of a difference between that and having 5,000 of you or more using farms at once. So we just needed time to actually scale our Kubernetes clusters and scale all of that tech there. But the features are already built out.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's very noticeable at the moment that in terms of farming in 101 and 105, that more and more people are in there farming. So I guess that when you open up all the farms, that the amount of traffic and the way in which you got to deal with your servers is going to be huge. And if I may just ask one other question, then that on March the 1st, when we you open it up to us to start developing how we want to see our land, does that mean that other people can come and visit, or do they have to be landowners or involved? How would that work on March the 1st? Sorry.
Yeah. So it'll work how the farms work, where except you're gonna have
Oh, Luke,
access
you
to
cut out. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, sorry. It'll work how your farms work right now, or how the farms in game work right now, like Farm 101, 102, 103. It's the same tech, except you'll get to customize it and you'll get to choose who can come onto it. So yes, other people will be able to visit your farm. Basically, Farm 101 or 102 operates just how, like, if we were to own a token, what it looks like right now. So we own the token, we get to customize it, we get to choose where plots are. These features will be given to you when we release access to the farms. And it'll be up to you how you want it to look, customize, et cetera. And then, yeah, with that, we're like building out some features that let you control who accesses the land. So we're adding in a feature that will, like, either one, let you whitelist addresses, so letting it in only specific users, or whitelisting a whole NFT collection if you want. So if you only want like cool cats to join your land, that's a possibility, to like make it a bit more community centric. And then we're also letting you open it up to the public if you want as well.
Oh, that's excellent. Now that raises a third question. That so from March the 1st, are we sort of like in a kind of beta testing phase up until the start of April, so that we're sort of playing with our land and trying to sort of establish it in a way in which we optimize how we think it should look? Is that the plan before it then kind of goes live more or less in April?
In a way,
Or
that
is
I
it
think that's a good way to think about it. So think about yourselves as like early stakeholders in this project, where there are things that we want to figure out and make sure that are really solid before we blockchain back everything. But that being said, all the progress that you make in this game, we're saving it, we're keeping track of it. Just think of it like how an MMO works right now, where you're making like progress. We're looking at it. It's not backed up in the blockchain yet because we want to make sure that we're like, number one, have the game balanced in a good way. If there's like an exploit, we patch it right away, and like we don't have to deal with the consequences of crashing an economy, crashing a token, all of that. So think about yourselves as like early stakeholders, and like earning early in a game right now.
Brilliant. And I've got one really last final
Let's
question.
do it. These are great questions.
In the game at the moment, where we're all hanging around the plot farming, I've tried to use the chat function in there, but it doesn't seem to work. Is that because it's switched off at the moment? Can you chat with other people? Is there a way of being able to do that, or will that go live on March the 1st?
Oh, are you asking
Final
for like
question.
private chat? Yeah. So I think the general chat works. There was a design mistake there where we made it so you can minimize it. I think we need to figure out like a better UI UX around that, to make it so that chat is still usable, where people actually see and like keep it open, where it's not also too invasive. We've just been at dev capacity for a while now, but now that we're bringing on a bigger engineering team, we're gonna have more time to like polish out features like that. Some background, guys, is like I coded like most of this prototype, or most of this like farming UI and features that you see right now, and like also was like getting it ready and everything like that. So now that we have more engineers to spread the load, Pixel Fuchsius, who you see in the Discord, has been really crushing it in the last couple of weeks since he's come on, taking off a lot of the technical load. We're about to bring on like 3 to 4 more engineers in addition to him as well too. Things are about to move much quicker. We're about to polish out a lot of the products. The amount that we got out with the resources we had is quite insane. And now that we have even more, expect a lot more consistent updates, expect a lot more polish. We have high standards that we're shooting for. So tiny things like that, where the chat UI isn't like looking its best, that's actually a huge priority. And that's the kind of thing that we want to polish and make sure it is looking much better and working much better.
So thanks, Luke. It wasn't a complaint, it was just a question. Right, I'll shut up now. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Great
Thank you for all your
questions.
questions. All right, let's bring the next person up.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Well, I just want to start by saying that you mentioned potentially being released sounds super cool. Like being able to kind of get a little sneak peek. I think that's, that's something that uh, people are always dying for. But I guess my first question is, I wanted to ask if you're able to talk a bit more about the how the P2E model is going to work for this game, or if it's or like obviously if you can't talk about it, that's also fine.
Yeah, so the play to earn model, we really take a lot of inspiration from RuneScape or MMOs like that, and I think that's honestly the largest opportunity in the space right now. Where RuneScape is a game that has a full economy right now, and it's almost play to earn as is. There's even like black markets for RuneScape Gold right now, so it's funny because there's almost a precedence for play to earn in this space already, where RuneScape is so close to being play to earn, and the fact that like people actually do play it for a living, people like acquires and buy it off of black markets, but it's missing the alternatives and it's missing like the benefits of blockchain that we think is the largest opportunity missing in the
Luke, you're
space.
cutting out.
Am I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So I don't know what to do about cutting out. I'll just continue and
Hope for the best.
do my best here. So yeah, high level is like economy that has a lot of pieces that are interconnected and moving, where we can distribute and early on act like a central bank, or release this currency that we've released into the game to people who participate and who like do in-game actions, things like farming pop berries or like completing a quest, where we can slowly introduce coins that way in a slightly imaginary way. So that is a big like mindset difference that we have here versus other play to earn games, where I actually am like very pro slightly inflationary currency, balanced by demand, and that demand from like increasing money velocity, that adding new play, increasing time played, so and like building out these solid mechanics. Like that's kind of the main challenge that we have forward, deep tech that we specialize in. And that's like the huge opportunity where if we pull it off, this is bigger than Axie. This is bigger than Project.
Okay. I don't know if you just cut out there, if he stopped speaking. Luke, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
You're
Okay,
good. It was
awesome.
bigger than Axie, bigger than, and then you cut out.
That's where the real opportunity is, building out space, and like thinking about it from an economic perspective. Note too, hearing like an actual economy. I studied economics, and it's funny. You kind of like learn how to read papers and stuff like that, but learn is you're not qualified to like really model and build these models. What's interesting?
Oh, Luke, you're cutting out a lot. Are you on Wi-Fi or something? Can you hop off it?
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'll hop. All right, is this better?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So yeah, what's interesting about the economic space is like econ PhDs are extremely qualified. They're so educated. They're so talented. You'd be surprised that they don't like really make that much. So we're trying to poach some PhDs in economics, and bring them onto the team, and really focus about like building sustainable econ that way. So interesting spot to be in. We know this is going to be like the biggest challenge and also the biggest opportunity if we pull this off.
Okay, yeah, I think that the PhD part, bringing on some econ PhD onto the team, that makes sense. But I was kind of wondering, like, because you talk so much about it being kind of, I guess, demand driven. Like, how exactly are you planning on creating that demand?
Yeah, so in economics, there's an equation called the Fisher equation, MV equals PY. The two main factors that you need to know in that. So money supply times money velocity equals prices times output. Output equals Y. That's like sometimes a quite complicated equation. Well, it is like the most complicated equation in economics. There's like so many different ways you can model output. But some of the ways are that you can think about it is through like what are the goods being produced in the economy, like how much is being output. So basically, like, are new players joining? Are people spending more time playing? Are people like just outputting more, like being more productive while they play it? And then the other variable would be money velocity there, like how often is money being changed, or how often is like this token being changed around? How often is it getting moved? Are people spending it a lot, or are they holding it a lot? So basically, the idea behind what we're doing is focusing on gameplay mechanics, making sure the game is fun to play, making sure you have a reason to spend and move around this token, through things like creating gameplay elements where you want to be spending it. Like, oh, I really want to upgrade my farm because I care about it, and I want to do this and this on my farm. I want to move this here. I want to trade this and this. Like, that's kind of a way that you can induce money velocity. And then focusing on the demand side of like, okay, how can we build out hooks that get people interested in this game as well too, and get them invested. Like, the core concept behind it is just honestly build a game that's fun to play and build a game for the game, and then focusing on play to earn as like a secondary thing. That's like the main key differentiator that we're focusing on, and kind of how we're looking at it differently than other projects.
Yeah, I think that part that you said about being able to like upgrade stuff, that really hit the nail on the head for me, because that was something that I just wasn't sure if that was in like the future plans of this project, to have like upgradability of like farms, etc., or there's just like you have the farmland and you can pretty much just customize it however you want, and that's about it, and there's not much room to like upgrade it or
Oh
like
no, we're totally thinking about that. So we're working with a game designer right now. We're like actively hiring game designers. This is kind of what they think about too a lot. How you can balance different gameplay mechanics. So one thing that we don't want to focus on is just like soul accumulation. Like, some of you guys are harvesting pop berries, and like if you just harvested them forever, had nothing to do with them, and like no hardships in harvesting the pop berries, or no decisions to make of like, okay, if I upgrade in this direction versus this direction, this gets me that. If I want to like focus on this aspect where I like think this gameplay is more this gameplay mechanic is more fun than this gameplay mechanic, then I have to like think about upgrades in this way. Um, Good game design is all centered around focusing on how you can like create decisions or trade-offs, or different routes to go on, adding in like a bit of hardship or a bit of things like that get you thinking about upgrades and all of that. So that's in the short-term roadmap. That's actually what like the roadmap looks like until we drop a token. Figuring out that, and building out features that get you guys coming back and like hooked on the game in those ways.
I think maybe we should do another Twitter space or AMA of something that's focusing on the whole economy part of this, because I think it's such a huge component of the game, and a massive topic. But we've got a lot of other people waiting to ask questions. So if you don't mind, I think we should move on to the next. But thank you so much for all of your questions. I think this is a huge topic that we definitely need to communicate better.
I geek out about this. Sorry, I might have talked about that for a while.
No, it's totally fine. I just got to be the moderator here and let other people take the stage. So yeah, thanks so much for your questions, though. I think we definitely need to talk more about this.
wait, could I just ask one really quick question? Actually, it's like a one sentence answer.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
is fertilizer gonna be like in the shop, and if it is it gonna be like balanced in some way?
Yep, it's gonna be in the shop. We need to figure out like what the right balance looks like on that, but yes, it will be in the shop. And that's kind of like why we're taking our time to blockchain back too, to figure out like what the right balance is beyond that. We have like an idea of what could work. We're like spreadsheeting it out. But yeah, it will be in the shop. Finding the right
Okay,
balance to make it sustainable is important.
thank you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Okay. Amazing questions. Let's bring up the next person. Gallifrey Doctor?
Hey,
Is that how you say it? I like don't know how to
yeah,
say
no,
these
that's
names.
it, Gallifrey. You got it. Thanks.
Gallifrey,
Thanks for
cool.
having me.
What's up?
Just first off,
Of
I
course.
won't be long. Kudos to the team over there. You guys are doing an amazing job. I feel in very safe hands right now as a landholder. So just so you know, visibility, it's huge. Thank you for the visibility. We appreciate that. So my question is around. So obviously the game is browser based. Is there a specific browser you guys recommend? I'm finding that when I farm right now, it doesn't, sometimes that like will disconnect. Is there a browser recommendation? And then two, do you guys plan on having a like a list of bug fixes or something like that, so we can kind of keep an eye on like, oh, they're working on this or that?
Yeah, we're working on processes to get that more visible. There are certain bugs and hiccups that we're working through right now. The dev team is small right now, but it's about to grow, and we're about to like power through all of these. We really, really appreciate you guys being patient with this. I think I was saying earlier before the mint, like buy buggy, sell high, but in a way that is true. Where it's there's this aligned incentive here, where like part of the cool thing about Play to Earn is like we're in this together, we're building this together. So early on, this patience like really helps getting you guys like situated and like getting you guys involved in this. So visibility on how we fix these is super important to me as well too. That being said, we'll like work on processes and like a board to like make this more visible. That's also gonna be part of these weekly updates too. So we're coming out with like weekly blog posts in addition to these AMAs where we'll be updating like exactly what happened with the product every week. In the meantime, I use Brave and that's working well for me, but obviously everybody's browser experience is different.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks. All right, let's bring up the next person. BioR Investments.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Good. We are an investor, and we're a hedge fund based out of New York, specializing in crypto and getting into NFTs. And we just want to compliment you guys on not caring right now about the floor price, on not caring about, exactly how things are trading. What we just listened to regarding PhDs in economics, we kind of are seeing a bigger plan for you guys that could actually impact in the metaverse the real global food supply. And that might sound nuts, but this is one of those things. One day you just wake up and it's a 25 ETH floor, and you wonder what happened. So we just want to compliment you guys for not doing that and concentrating, as so few projects do, on the everyday tasks that you guys have at hand, which are plentiful. So thank you for that. It's just refreshing to see. And best of luck, and we're with you 100%.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're definitely putting, product and community first. So we really appreciate when you guys can see that that's our focus as well and are with us on that. That's amazing. So thanks. All right, let's bring up the next person.
Hello. First of all, thank you for bringing me on, and congrats on the project so far. Like I've been playing the demo that we have, and it works amazing. So congrats on that. My question is a very simple one, and I guess I know the answer, but or I think I know the answer. And my question is so. We minted the lands, and these have specific traits, like for example environments, and like if it have a silo or stuff like that. Is that gonna be reflected on March 1st when we are able to go in our land? Like, for example, I got a locally one with a space environment. Am I gonna be able to see the environment itself, like is space, or is it just a trait in the NFT?
So for right now, the traits to look for are land size. Those will have the first immediate impacts. We wanted to future-proof these NFTs a little bit to give them like a bit of variety and different features that we can build on in the future. So how we're thinking about this is traits like coop, silo, all of that will probably have a bonus to farming in some aspect, especially when we release like for the coop. When we have like some livestock like chickens, or silo when we have livestock like or hay or like a mechanic like that. And as far as like space and water and land go, we'll definitely have some kind of multiplier or some kind of benefit to having that balances out the gameplay. But think about these more in like a balanced gameplay kind of sense, or like a preference sense as well too. This is the kind of stuff that we honestly still need to figure out a little bit and make sure that is like balanced in the economy. and what we're working for or with a game designer to like figure out and like really nail down. So obviously, like I think space looks really cool. There probably will be a benefit to it, but I can't really honestly say too much about that right now because we're still figuring it out. And we want to make sure that it's like balanced in the gameplay and doesn't have like macroeconomic effects on whatever we build. It's funny because these decisions that we make right now, like they might seem tiny, but they'll have really big impacts in the game in the future. So we just want to be careful with it, make sure that we're doing it in a sustainable way and doing it in a smart way.
Great. Sure, that makes total sense. And one last thing, what is the best way of not requesting, but maybe like if, for example, I have a small idea that might improve the some user experience in the game. Like for example, I know there's a lot of pop-up windows that you get when you click on certain stuff, right? And one simple thing that it would be awesome to have is just be able to close them with the escape key, for example. What's the best play? Where is the best place to put these maybe ideas that we might have?
So right now we have an ideas channel. I can see we do look at it and we listen to it all. Like I comb it every single day because ideas from you guys are extremely valuable to us. Like you guys are the players of the game. You guys know better than us, honestly, the issues that you guys are having. But on that note, I think we used to have something called, I think it's called Cranny, right? Maybe we want to bring that back where people
I
can
was
vote on
about to
issues.
say that, so people can upvote all of what they want to see in the game, and we can. Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get that up today. Actually, it'd be nice to see what the community at large feels on everybody else's ideas instead of just us vetting all of the ideas that roll in.
Yeah, it's kind of dull like that way where you guys actually as a community get to vote on like what features you want to see soon. You get to suggest them in there. I think, yeah, that's a no-brainer. I think we should bring that back.
Yeah, that would be great because the only downside of having it in the Discord chat is that it gets lost. So if someone is giving an idea that I already gave, it's just like kind of redundant for you and for everybody. And if we already see it in one place where we can just vote, oh yeah, this is what I was thinking of, it's just a lot easier. But yeah, that were my questions, and thank you for everything. Thank you for bringing me on, and good luck with everything.
Thanks. Okay, we've got one more person up here. We just add them. Hi, how's it going?
Hi, thank you very much for having me here. I have two questions. My question is about gas fee, because I'm kind of curious which how the mechanic will works, what you will really bring on the blockchain and what not, because if it's off-chain, it's very easy, but of course, in the end, it would be horrible if for every little transaction in the game, we have to pay real gas. But if we don't have to pay real gas, it would be maybe very easy for a bot or for a computer to play that game because they just can interact with a smart contract instead of really playing it. So I would be very curious how you want to handle that.
Yeah, great questions. So the intention is like we want to be on a layer 2 solution where we can cover and subsidize all the gas costs. There's this like tricky balance of making sure that the game is secure and blockchain backed and like not bobbable versus also making sure that's free to play and accessible. So I think what Axie Infinity does with energy is a pretty smart mechanic where there is a limitation where you can only like do so many actions a certain day. At the end of the day, like we're going to do all that we can to stop bots. And like, that's going to be kind of some of the core tech that we build out too. And making sure that like early on, when these game servers are centralized and not fully decentralized, when we become like open source eventually, having that more figured out. But part of the benefit of being like somewhat centralized right now is we have a bit more control and a bit more authority over that. So yes, definitely a challenge that we need to consider. But yeah, intention is to make gas either subsidized or completely free.
Okay, that's cool. And I want to say you that I think it's really cool that you mentioned that you use techniques like Kubernetes to deploy your product, because I think little things like that are the really important things where investors think about it. Because like a application like your game, we are really thinking about will this application scale? And if you mention, oh, we are using Kubernetes, then this gives us a lot of trust.
Yeah, maybe people don't understand how hard that was to get set up. And we were
Oh,
actually one
yes,
of the
yes, yes.
first.
I'm a machine learning developer in Germany, and we use TensorFlow with Kubernetes. And I think it took 3 months until our cluster was really ready to deploy, and it was really not easy.
Yeah, so we have a deployed cluster, and like getting it to work in the browser is actually some of our core tech here. You might see some other projects out there who like have released a game. It's multiplayer. They're not backed on Kubernetes, I can tell you that. And like if they want to scale, they're going to have to do something like that, which is quite difficult. We've already done it.
That's amazing. And I have a second question. Will you open source the source code of your game?
Yeah, 100%. That's the long-term goal to do that. We don't want to rush into that too quickly either, obviously for reasons like exploits and all of that as well, where we want to make sure that the tech is a bit more mature and ready to do that. But eventually, long-term vision is to like release a governance token or something along the lines of what Axie Infinity does. We think like that model that they've done of having 2 tokens, a governance token and a utility token, is actually quite smart and quite well thought out. And then the long-term vision would be to open source all the code, like become completely decentralized, not even like a main holder ourselves, but a minority stakeholder, and fully decentralize the entire product.
That's really amazing. Thank you very much, and I wish you a lot of luck. Yes.
Sweet.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have any other requests on the Twitter space itself. So let's hop over to the Discord general chat. If you have a question, please type it in there and we will be reading through them. Oh, someone's asking for quick intros, hobbies, goals, that kind of thing. Maybe we should do like a little get to know us doxing session.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah, if you guys are interested, we can definitely do something like that. Are you planning on making it off browser?
Off browser. So it's interesting. We've experimented with getting like a desktop app ready already. We've wrapped our product in Electron, which allows you to download it. Long term, we'll probably port the game over to a framework more like Unity. But right now, we're web-based, we're JavaScript-based, and it doesn't make sense to port it over in the meantime while we're still in the stage of figuring things out. So right now, expected to continue to be browser-based, but we will add back mobile support quite soon.
Who are some of our investors?
Yeah, so if you missed that, we talked about it a bit in the beginning of the AMA, but we can just go over that again really quickly. So if you look at our Crunchbase right now, you can look at like the one investment we have listed on there. We have a couple others too. PKO Investments co-led our round. That is a syndicate of former founders and angels that are pretty like high profile. Some of the people included in the round that invested are the CEO of Rotten Tomatoes, the COO of Twitch, the CEO of Fitbit, the CEO of Crunchyroll, CEO of Kabam. Like we have about 30 to 40 angels of like that caliber that have joined the round, who are offering a ton of value add and who have been like quite responsive and quite helpful. OpenSea also joined the round, not as a lead, but they joined the round late, and yeah, they've been quite helpful as well too. We have a relationship with them, and they've been like very on it about tokenomics, about general advice, and like honestly a great mentor to me. Leonis Capital joined the round. Who else? And a couple other angels as well too. Untapped is joining the round as well too. Untapped.vc. So we also have one other lead who we're going to be announcing soon. We just need to wait for their go ahead. We've been talking back and forth with them. The entire round is closed. All the money's in the bank. But yes, that is the details on the fundraising. More coming on that soon.
Yeah, and then someone followed up with a time frame on that, but I think you just kind of answered that question that we will do it once we get the go ahead. Okay. How much does the environment affect things and how important is it? So Luke briefly mentioned this earlier that initially on March 1st, it's really just going to be land size, but in the future, we're going to implement more and more utility and features and whatnot that will play off of the different things that, you know, came in or different features of your NFTs. So. Okay. What next collections will be in the game? If you're talking about NFT integrations, we have so many of them lined up. Alex, do you want to read through a quick list?
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull it up really quick. Yeah, we're looking at Zoo Game, Pixel Doges, Onchain Monkey, Crypto Cannabis Club, Chain Runners, Crypto Moris, Crypto Coven, Project Gojira, Billionaire Club, Anonymized Zenapes, Dapper Dinos, and a few more. Rubber Burn is coming today, I believe. So I think we have 18 collections in total ready to go. We're just planning out when to release them all to you guys.
Cool. Okay. How would farming with friends work?
Yeah, so how that will work is you'll get an option either to have farming rewards go to your wallet directly, or you can specify a different wallet if you're like a part of a community and want shared rewards to go to a community wallet. But you'll have to choose one where farming rewards go to on your farm. And you'll also get to choose a split, basically. So how it will work is you'll get to choose who comes onto your land. You can either whitelist addresses individually or whitelist the whole collection or open up to the public. And you'll get to choose the percent split that you want to give to people farming on your farm. So if you want to take like a 10% cut, how that will work is like basically every time you harvest, there'll be like, if you want to take a 10% cut of the harvest, there'll be a 1 out of 10 chance that you get the crop that somebody else harvests. And then you'll also get to
Well, the next
decide.
question, oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, you're kind of answering the next question here too, is are we going to be able to play on the public server even with these private lands, and would the holder have an advantage? So the advantage would be that split.
So the advantage on owning your land versus public land is that you'll be able to upgrade it in a certain optimized way that might favor some crops over another or favor a different style of farming over another. You'll be able to upgrade it further than the public land is upgraded too. So like your land might have higher yield than us. And then also you can maybe either be competitive with the split that you give compared to us too. So we'll also add a split on our land that kind of sets a market rate in a way. Like maybe we'll set like a 20% split that we take, just as like to be able to be fair, like set the market rate. But the intention is like we'll kind of be on equal playing ground with you guys. And if you guys upgrade your land better to be more enticing for people to farm on than our public land, then that's how you do it. That's how you get people on it.
Okay, and what will be the difference in the value of different crops? I think that's a little bit information to come.
Yeah, I mean, so the difference is some crops will take longer to farm than others. Some crops will like take more care and watering, and then because of that, they'll probably be a bit more valuable in the store. We'll be tweaking what the exact numbers actually look like to make sure it's like sustainable and balanced. So like we're doing the best we can in a spreadsheet right now to see what those numbers are like. But then obviously there's like behavioral economics involved behind it too. So it requires some fine tuning to like maybe adjusting the price or maybe adjusting like the payout or something like that.
Okay, if you own 4 lands, would you have more than 4 times the advantage in the game? Meaning, is it one, oh my gosh, my thing keeps refreshing and keep losing it. Meaning, is it 1-to-1 growth, or do you see a greater opportunity if we add more lands?
Yeah, so there will be limits to how much you can do on one piece of land. So yes, there'll be 4x of like what you're actually able to yield out of land if you have 4 versus 1.
Okay, a lot of these questions are kind of similar.
And then yes, there's also
Oh,
there will
sorry,
also
go
be
on.
advantages with like if you own multiple types of land where if you want to upgrade it like each one in a certain direction, you'll just have like more coverage over what you have upgraded basically as well too.
How important will land be? Will you be able to buy something with berries similar to land?
Where is that question?
Oh,
how important will it? Okay, yeah. So
yeah.
how we're going about that is land. That'll be on Ethereum. Like that's like separate basically. In-game mechanics will operate different than the land. So you won't be able to buy land with the in-game items unless you were to like honestly sell enough, earn the cryptocurrency, transfer that cryptocurrency for Ethereum, and then buy a piece of land with Ethereum. I guess it's possible working your way up, becoming a landowner that way. But yeah, like think about our in-game currency more going towards things like upgrades, things like getting different types of seeds and upgrading the land.
That actually leads perfectly into the next question. Will lands without silos, coops, etc., be able to place these objects on their farm somehow through play, crafting, or store purchases?
Yeah, so that's how we're thinking about it. Where the traits on the land will lead more to like upgrades or boost on these placed items rather than being placed already. So if you upgrade or if you place a silo coop on your land, it'll be a better silo or coop, or like 10% more effective, basically. That's like what we're thinking of.
Okay, I love this question. Are you ready? Can you paint a vision of the game in 1 to 2 years from now, maybe as it relates to the entire world beyond the farmland?
Yeah, so we're going with the vertical slice of game development, or vertical slice model of game development, where we focus on building out one set of features in the vertical slice at a time. The first vertical slice you're seeing right now is farming, which basically means that we're going to be building out these features fully, making sure they're functional, fun, and then focusing on the next slice of features. So the next slice of features involves something like mining or something like, I don't know, fishing, where maybe you're going to go and on a trawling ship and have to like do some kind of skill in that sense. In mining, you'll own a mine and you'll have to like go into the mine and get a key resource in there. But basically, we want to build like a bunch of interconnected skills that create like a more diverse and a more like interconnected economy. So long-term vision is a game that looks more like RuneScape, where there is like a bunch of different skills, there's a bunch of different content, and they all kind of mesh together and form a very like diverse economy. But early on, we want to scope it down, and that's why we're focusing on farming first.
Okay, and last question. How many plots of soil will be able to be placed?
Yeah, that's another game balance thing that we're figuring out. That will be the difference between small and large land early on. But we're going to come out with that number soon. Obviously, we have to come out with it and get like good feedback from a game designer on what they think is like sustainable. But obviously, it'll probably match what our current farmland is right now, because we want to keep the playing field level at the bare minimum with our farmland.
Cool. Okay, it looks like someone's struggling to. I'm gonna just invite Link up to chat. Link, Jeff Link, I've invited you up to speak. You'll just have to accept the invite.
Oh, if you're not on mobile, you can't accept invites a lot of the time. Twitter Spaces is,
of course.
yeah, sometimes there's issues with that.
Okay, well, I think this has been really, really good. Answered so many good questions, so we can probably end it here. And then Jeff, you feel free to post in the general chat or DM us separately, and we can answer any questions you have.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining. Hope that answered a lot. We'll be doing these every single week. We want to have like a very consistent, regular cadence. And obviously we want to like answer any question you guys have. So I hope that answered everything. Hope we were transparent, and yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day.
All right, have a good day, guys.
Oh,
Thanks,
one more
everyone.
time. Say happy birthday to Heidi also in the general chat.
Yes, it is the best day of the year. I mean, so. All right, have a good day, guys.
All right.